accidentally told us who killed Nolan Wells, and I don't think they even realized it. But everybody is happy and celebrating this newfound information except one person. That person is Officer Tatum. But here's the thing, he got exposed today too. These white folks exposed Officer Tatum's tea. His career is over after this, bruh. Because how can anybody take anything?
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to today's Reaction Channel. For this episode, we're reacting to Poetic Flacco's reaction to whatever he didn't figure out at this point.
He said seriously after you hear what they just found out about Tatum. Earlier in the day yesterday, Cajun Navy, who by the way is the independent organization who went looking for Nolan and discovered Nolan Wells' body. They don't work for the family of Nolan Wells and they don't work for the friends of Nolan Wells. They are an independent body. They released what they believe is the most likely orders of events leading up to Nolan Wells' death. Starts off that before 3:23 p.m., nobody really knows what took place before 3:23 p.m., but by all accounts, Nolan Wells was alive before 3:23 p.m. The reason why they don't believe that Nolan Wells was dead at this time is because there's like this photo of Nolan Wells in the water surrounded by boats. They're claiming the photo was taken around that time, 4:27. Now, once the friends got done with the emergency call that we heard, the audio where they were claiming they were sinking, once they got done with that call, and then whatever they had to do with the boat, there's a photo at 4:27 p.m. of them getting ready to go. At 4:31, they had left the island and they were sailing off. At 5 p.m., this is where the nonsense starts right here. This is where the nonsense starts, okay? Now, if we are to believe the friend, again, people, we have to explore different theories because we don't know exactly what took
They didn't
place.
put the name
If
out there
we
for the
were to
witness.
believe the friends and they said, hey, he was not with us, we have no idea where he was, but we ain't do nothing wrong. If we just take that into consideration for a moment, wouldn't these next four series of events be a little odd? So they quote unquote left at 4:31 p.m. At 5 p.m., all right, Matthew Lamp states a passenger was pretty certain a person was part of a group that was almost fighting around 5 p.m. He says the Bertram with blue top left shortly afterwards and fast, not believed to be a factor at this time. I beg a differ. And the reason I must beg a differ is because even Tatum, the dude who came out and said there's no evidence of any foul play happening, that Tatum, he was forced to admit through an eyewitness that someone saw Nolan get into a fight or an altercation with somebody else. And they DM'd that person, hey, you're going to jail. I seen what you did. You're going to jail. I seen you and Nolan having that altercation. I seen it. The person who Nolan had the altercation with have not been identified yet. We don't know their names. We don't know when the altercation took place.
There's multiple people involved, people that may have seen Nolan last, but is not being truthful and coming forward as to what they saw, who was with him last. And we have various people that have come out or come to us with the information, and one was sent in a DM honing in on one particular person that may have been in an altercation with Nolan that alluded to the fact that, and I messaged this person because I want to talk directly to the person that I saw the DM from, and we haven't talked to this person yet. But the person said in the DM to another kid that is associated, not any of the kids that I interviewed to talk to, but that could be associated to some degree, that knew Nolan, that this person wrote a message saying, me and my husband saw you arguing with Nolan, and to the effect of you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison.
That would mean that Nolan Wells was involved in an altercation that's unaccounted for, that has not really been accounted for yet. Nobody is stepping forward to speak on this altercation. We don't know when the altercation took place, how it took place. We know nothing about it. So hence, when you tell me there is also another altercation that's unaccounted for at about 5 p.m., after apparently Nolan Wells was saw around 4:27 p.m., an altercation around 5 p.m., according to y'all, took place. And then by 7:30, nobody knew where Nolan Wells was. Yeah. Yeah, I will beg a differ when you say, oh, this means nothing. Of course it means something. Nolan Wells was involved in an unaccounted for altercation, and that's being documented by the very people who is anti-conspiracy, who is anti the family, who is anti people like myself who believe Nolan Wells was murdered. So those same people is telling you there's an unaccounted for altercation that Nolan Wells was involved in. It was unaccounted for. And it took place right around this time, right around 5. Because by 7:30, by 6 p.m., no, there's like there's no Nolan Wells. He's nowhere in sight. There were people who was actually on the island. They said they left at 7:30. They say, yo, we were one of the last people to leave the island. We would have seen Nolan if he was there. There was no sighting of Nolan. I can't remember the last time I saw Nolan. Last time I saw him was earlier in the day. But somehow this altercation that was so brutal and so violent and so bad that the people who was involved in it had to hop on their boat and leave immediately. Look right here where it says, right? Look, okay? Matthew Lim states a passenger was pretty certain a person was part of a group that was almost fighting around 5 p.m. He says the Bertram with blue top left shortly afterwards and fast. Now, I don't know why somebody would be leaving in a boat fast. What are you in a hurry for? If you were just involved in a little scuffle on the island, like you not, right? Like there's no police around to arrest you. Like, why are you leaving on that boat super fast? Like, what was the hurry? Like, what was the urgency? Police ain't about to arrest you. They're not there to arrest you. No, you were on the island. Look, you should be able to hop in your boat and sail off. For you to hop in that boat and boom, you were running away from something. Now, I don't know what they were running away from. I honestly don't know what they're running away from. But you can't tell me that's not suspicious, bro. You can't tell me that timeline doesn't give you cause to pause. Now, here's the thing, though. Tatum hates the fact that KJ Navy released this timeline. The very people who claim that they just want to find out what happened to Nolan, we should start race hustling and stop race hustling, stop race grifting. Just look at the facts. KJ Navy and independent source put out the facts, and we're looking at the facts, and guess what? They're now upset because they feel like KJ Navy took away from their narrative, and they're feeling the rumors and they're feeling the fire. I'm sorry, bro. This is a neutral, non-biased, like company. They just put out the statements of facts, and the statements of facts, yet again, point in the direction of something really bad happened to Nolan Wells.
I'm not gonna do that. We reviewed this thing, and it's a nothing burger. I don't even know
Nothing
why the
burger. I
KJ
seen when
Navy
he
put
said
this
that.
out. There's nothing there. Maybe it gives people fodder. They can create a lie because they know you're not gonna read 26 pages. But I'm gonna have Grant read the synopsis because we went through.
If Tatum is supposed to be neutral and unbiased, why do Tatum react so, like he reacted so defiantly
Put his
against
heart in
any
it too.
piece of anything that's being put out that does not perfectly fit his narrative, or narrative that that people who think like him is putting out there?
I watched the video of Jubilee of him debating. He do a very good. I don't know who trained him on how to deflect, but that nigga fucking good. Y'all better go do your homework on how well that motherfucker deflect. He's a piece of work.
And then I saw this video, man, by this wonderful content creator called Jay Marie. And maybe, just maybe, this was the reason why Tatum is so defiant against anything that doesn't fit his narrative and the narrative that he's trying to perpetuate.
Why aren't we seeing footage of them returning that day? We know that Nolan was with them when they left. So why do they have...
They try to take a video there, but it's too late. Once it's up there, people got it. I guarantee somebody screen recorded or whatever the case may be.
The security cams from that morning, but not that night? Whose grandparents live there? Jax Patalo, whose family owns a pharmacy. It goes back deeper than that because George Patalo Sr., which is Jax's great-grandfather who is deceased, as it turns out, his great-grandfather was appointed and served on the staff of Mississippi Governor Cliff Finch. As you can see, I've confirmed Jax's relation to him. And as it turns out, Cliff Finch, well, he was in the Mississippi House of Representatives from 1960 to 1964 and supported racial segregation and backed the racist governor, to preserve segregation in the state. The federal grand jury conducted a 3-year-long investigation into his administration and several state agencies, and they were all accused of corruption and mismanagement. Finch was never found guilty himself, but some of his aides and appointees were indicted. And those sort of political connections seem to trickle down through the generations, so now we know why the governor got involved. And I started looking into the lawyer that's handling the defamation case from the Bart family. So from 2015 to 2018, he was state director of Americans for Prosperity. Then in 2018 to 2020, he was vice president of Stand Together while being vice president of Americans for Prosperity. Stand Together is a Charles Koch nonprofit, and Americans for Prosperity is a libertarian conservative political advocacy group affiliated with Charles Koch and David Koch. And if you don't know who the Koch brothers are, they're evil. Guess who's one of the major funders for Turning Point USA? Major donors for the Koch brothers also are primary financial pillars for Turning Point USA, specifically their campus operations. And guess who used to serve as the director of urban engagement?
If you tell me that somebody is connected to that person, that's connected to that person, and that person, and that person, I might tell you, maybe you reach it. But when it comes to Tatum, no. Tatum is so openly contradictory, hypocritical, boldly, blatantly bought out when it comes to this Nolan Wall situation that you have to ask yourself why. Like, why was
somebody just invested in him? Thank you, buddy. It's crazy. Somebody putting their money in his pocket. They reached out to him. He knew some people if he was going to the NFL. He got connected with some people.
Somebody risked their
could be why he's doing so good on YouTube.
Integrity, risk their good name, their face card. Why would somebody risk their credibility for something that has nothing to do with him, essentially? But now we know the answer. Now we know. Now we know why they only reached out to Officer Tatum out of everybody. Isn't that strange? They could have reached out to Law and Crime. They could have reached out to TMZ. They could have reached out to a million different outlets. They reached out to Officer Tatum and Officer Tatum only. He's the person they chose to come and sit down with the kids to have a conversation. And now we probably know why they chose him, because they're all connected. They all are connected. Tatum was brought in to do damage control. And I'll be real with y'all.
Yep.
Right? I'll be real with y'all. He has done a wonderful job in stirring up white folks. He has done a wonderful job in galvanizing white folks. See, he can't galvanize black folks. We don't respect him. He don't got that cachet. He's like he can't show up and get nothing done. But he has done a beautiful job at galvanizing white folks against Nolan Well's family. The most sickening part about all of this, right, was when Tatum says he's not donating to Nolan Well's GoFundMe because he don't know what happened yet, right? And he has gone on this absolute tirade for the last couple of weeks where he's saying, oh my God, the family is in this for money. Benjamin Crump is in this for money. He has critiqued the fundraiser. He has critiqued the Give, Send, Go. He has critiqued everything about this family raising money after Nolan Well's passed. But here is Tatum reacting to Nolan Wall's friends asking for $200,000 on a GoFundMe. Sorry, on a Give, Send, Go. Here is his reaction to this.
I think
now you're about to witness how biased and just like clearly void of all principle this man is.
So anybody that believes that these boys need legal fees taken care of or whatever else they need, go ahead and support. Go ahead and support. And let me tell you, in my heart of hearts, after reviewing all this stuff and listening to everything, I want to support them. I'm trying to be fair, and I can give them a popularity.
Why not put your money towards trying to figure out what's happening? Well, I don't understand it, y'all. Like, I always tell y'all from jump, Somebody paid Austin Tatum off 100,000. They've been hurt.
You know, I can push it out there and let y'all make an opportunity at it. I'm gonna try to be fair until the conclusion of the case that I'm not gonna give to either GoFundMe or Gifts and Goes. But I'm gonna tell you what, I'll put it out there if y'all want to support.
There's absolutely nothing fair about what Tatum is doing. Tatum has never shared Nolan Wells like GoFundMe or Give Send Go. He's never shared any fundraiser belonging for Nolan Wells. Even towards the very beginning, Tatum never shared any GoFundMe's for Nolan Wells' family to hire, like professionals and private investigators and other things. He didn't donate not once, as he just admitted. He never shared their GoFundMe link, but Tatum is in his comment section sharing the Gifts and Go link, which just happens to be a Gifts and Go that's to fund legal fees for them to sue Benjamin Crump and Nolan Wells' family. So Tatum is saying, man, well, I'm trying to be fair. I'm not going to give, but if you guys want to give, here's a link. Why you ain't never shared Nolan Wells' link? Tatum, you are a despicable human being you are going at some point in life, I don't know when, probably in the afterlife, you're going to have to reap what you're sowing, bro. You're going to have to be accountable for all the evil you're doing on earth. This is just evil. There's no way to put it. This is just evil. There's no other way to cut it. This is just evil.
Trifling.
You're picking and picking and picking and picking and picking at this family. Leave them alone. If you don't support, but why continue to talk about them and berate them? They're grieving. Leave them alone. Exactly. Leave a grieving family alone, bro. Stop it. Like, what's wrong with you? He's talking about, hey, to be fair. Man, ain't nothing fair about this, man. But, let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this, okay?
Yeah, I haven't seen those videos you talking about. I've been saying Tatum's paid off and Tatum knew them guys. Because if he had evidence, like he said, he keeps saying he have evidence, why not put it out there? And then you trying to put the GoFundMe out there for everybody. They're already at 93,000. They don't need no extra help. No. Let me know what else y'all want to see in the comments. I'm over this nigga for today. Off Tatum need to be. For real, you can't even cancel them. Because somebody put money towards his account. I'll see y'all in the next one.